Welcome, excuse me. Welcome to the TGIF edition of Quarantine with Styles, aka Driving with Styles, all that good stuff. Appreciate you guys watching, tuning in, taking some time out of your Friday evening and spending it with good old me. You can tweet me, YouTube me, Periscope if you have any questions. I would like to get some input, some questions, some comments, and make this show a little bit more interesting than you just hearing me talk about whatever's on my crazy brain. But we are going to definitely start this thing out with, we got Wan'Dale Robinson. What the hell? What took so long? Why did it take until Friday? Was this the, you know how you usually, if you're gonna quit your job, you quit it on Friday so you can collect your check, and then you can, as you got your check and you walk out the door, you say, I'm done. If that is that it, what happened? I thought it was, I've heard from many people, it was a foregone conclusion he was coming to UK. So it was a foregone conclusion. Why did it take so long? I'm gonna say this. I don't know. I seen the kid. The kid can definitely help us out. But I will say this. We need another receiver. Unless we are comfortable with what we have, or with one of these incoming freshmen. Because I think we need another dependable receiver, another threat, another guy who can take the top off of coverages. That's one thing as a corner. I say this all the time. I'm never scared of a route runner. He can set me up, but the thing about a route runner who's setting you up is he better have a damn good quarterback, because that quarterback time is a little off. I got time to recover. And the other thing about college football is the freaking hash marks. That in the NFL, your hash marks are almost touching, so to speak. In college, there's an NFL that's not a field corner and a boundary corner. Boundary corner means the corner that's used into the hash because teams like to run to the boundary, or the field corner where they throw it into the opposite side of the field, where it's from the hash to the other sideline. In NFL, the hash marks are close together. So there is no really field or boundary corner, really. And the throws are very similar because you're not, that's 30-some yards different spread between the two hash. I think it's like 16, 15-yard difference. So you got to have a great corner. You got a route runner. He's running routes into the field because that's where they're normally going to run routes with the great ones. The quarterback better be on time. So here's the deal. Wan'Dale is a playmaker. I don't see him as a great route runner. I don't see him as a 50-50 guy. I don't see him as blow the top off of coverage. So we, in my estimation, still need a blow the top off of coverage guy. Wan'Dale has some wiggle, which is nice. I saw a lot of with the Big Ten being on Fox, I couldn't really get replays like I can get on ESPN. So I've only seen highlights, and highlights are freaking unfair because everybody has highlights. So I don't like to create judgments strictly off of highlights. I like to watch a whole game, see his bad plays as well as the good plays. He will help us, no doubt about it. There's no doubt. I think we still need another guy to come up. I think we need Christian Lewis, or Magwood, or Ross, or Cummings, or Crumbs, or somebody else, a big receiver who can be a matchup problem. Maybe we can put Upshaw. We can run some 12 personnel and split Upshaw out, and they have to come with a linebacker or a safety or something. But it's a good day for us. I'm glad he is on the roster, no doubt about it. but I saw him run a lot of running back, and we don't need any more running backs. Damn, man, we can't get damn Tisdale in the damn running games because we're so loaded at running back. And I've seen him run a lot of running back plays, so maybe we can see him run some more routes, and maybe we can see him develop like Lynn Bolton sort of developed towards the end of his career here. So that's a good thing. I'm happy about that. Very happy. Now I saw also early this week, I can't remember the MAC. I think some guy with the SEC had a rankings of the East, and he had us ranked second. I'm not in disagreement with him because if you look at that Florida team, now Mullins can do. He has worked some miracles before, but I don't think Emory Jones is the answer. It's going to be interesting how that team plays next year. They are losing quite a bit. Now, the team that's not losing a lot is Georgia. I think they're returning damn near the whole damn offense. I'm still not sold on JT Daniels like some people are. His sample size is too small in this conference. But I think they have a guy that gets the keys from day one. I think that's huge for the confidence of everybody. Because now you know who's going to be in the huddle making the calls, how he throws the ball, what he sees, it's a positive. So Georgia just has too much freaking talent to not be number one. You look up and down that roster, man. They're right up there with Alabama, if you ask me, as far as strict talent. Strictly, we looking on paper, and we look at our 5 stars, great athletes, explosiveness, etc. They are right up there with Alabama. And I think it's them, Alabama, then that's another step. Then you get into your LSU, A&M, Florida, Auburn, etc. But I think Alabama and Georgia has, on paper, the 2 best teams probably in the country. Georgia has not lived up to that billing, though. So that's interesting. I see us as 2. I see us as 2 because no one's gonna know no defensive coordinator is gonna have a game plan for us that's comprehensive because it's gonna be guessing more than normal, and we shall see. Hopefully, we have a full spring like we normally do. If we have a full spring, I feel really good about the offense. I will feel really good because that'll give Cohen enough time to put down the foundation of what he wants to run. And then that can evolve as we get into summer, and it can keep evolving as players grab hold to the concepts that can get into fall camp. And by the 3rd game, he can keep evolving that offense. And I feel good about that if we have a normal spring. If we don't have a normal spring, then I have to pause a little bit. But it's good to hear that somebody else besides BBN is giving us a little bit of credit before the season. That is good to hear because that means he's watching games. Because we have shown, if you look at some of these games, the game that, and they have done it to everybody, that was the no way is the Bama game. But remember the Florida game in the swamp again, what the score was before that freaking punt return for a touchdown. Remember the Georgia game, how tight that game was. I'm just saying. I think we are right there, and it helps with all these guys coming back. I think that helps out too. That's gonna it's gonna help out. It's gonna help out next year, but it's gonna help out even more the year after that and year after that. Because now the guys are not pushing to action maybe before they're truly ready. Getting that extra year, getting that extra off season, getting that extra spring practice that we didn't get last year, it's going to help these young kids out a lot. And I feel real good about Kennard coming back, Rigg coming back, because I really like Bates. I've seen some stuff out of Bates just to see him. It seems like he has a little juice. Just having him getting the chance to learn on a Rigg another year, Giving Upshaw another year. It's going to help. Kennard coming back. It's going to help Flax and guy who was the I can't remember the other offensive tackle that we have. Young. It's going to help those guys. Give them a little extra time. Because I think the defensive linemen learned this year how big of a jump it is in the trenches. So giving those guys another offseason, or really their first offseason, is going to really help. Then they have another offseason that will propel them into 2022. I'm telling you, that's big. Having Kennard come back is big, not just for his sake, but for the teammates in the future. Getting in that weight room, man, is a big thing for these big guys up front, and adding that strength, adding that natural size built by the weight room is going to help out tremendously, and I think that's a good thing. And now college football has lost. Well, I guess he said he was going to retire. They lost a coach that's now going to Jacksonville. Kind of interesting that I guess imitation is the greatest form of flattery, right? Because Jacksonville is kind of imitating what Arizona did with hiring Cliffberry and bringing Murray with him. Kind of same thing, I guess, with Meyer. He might bring Justin Fields with. Oh, did I say Justin Fields? Wouldn't that be interesting? I don't think you can pass up on. I don't know. Wouldn't it be interesting if he picks Fields over Lawrence? He coached him. Did he coach him? No, he didn't. So maybe I'm jumping guns too. He didn't coach him. I forgot. Fields just came there. So Trevor Lawrence, and you're going to pair them up. So they're going to either sink or swim together. Now, I think it's interesting that they picked him over all these all these NFL assistant coaches that's in the league. Interesting. That's a lot of freaking faith, and apparently, from what I've heard, is they actually giving him the leeway and the ability to hire the GM that's going to work with him. Normally, it's the opposite way around. Normally, the GM finds a coach that he can work with, but the coach is going to try to find the GM. This is a college coach who doesn't truly understand the NFL game. College game and NFL game is different, man. You're not dealing with 18-year-old guys, kids that you can influence and guide and be a father figure, etc. to. You go into a locker room with 30-year-olds, with 28-year-olds who have been in the league 6-7 years. Totally different. For example, now I don't know how they do in college now, but I forever will call my coach. So everything was Coach Smith, Coach Curry, Coach Glazer, Coach Big Dog. We had a big dog too when I played. Coach Calvin he was the original big dog. So, but now when I got NFL, the first thing you learn is they're not coached no more. They on nicknames, first name basis. Los, Wani, what was the Slowick? I can't remember the defense coordinator. It was all that. So the respect level, you're more on an even level in NFL. In NFL, like in college, the coaches control the fate of the athlete. I want you to understand. In college, the coach controls the fate of the athlete. GMs comes to the college, they ask the coach, how does this guy work out? Is he a good kid? Does he work hard? He goes to the strength coach, etc., etc. He goes to the administrative secretary or something. How is Van? Is he a good kid? All this stuff. In NFL is different. The players control the fate of the coach. The players can have a coach get fired. We just saw that with our own eyes when the Eagles picked Wentz over Peterson. And Peterson just won a freaking Super Bowl without Wentz, which should give him a little leeway, because it's like you won with Nick Foles when Wentz got hurt. So obviously you can coach, because you made a transition from Wentz to Foles and won a Super Bowl. Now Wentz hasn't done anything really since the injury. With the coach who got Nick Foles to help win a championship, and Nick Foles went to Jacksonville and peed down his leg, went to the Bears, peed down his leg. So now you're going to pick Wentz or the coach that got that guy to help your organization win a Super Bowl. Weird, huh? So it's going to be interesting how Urban Meyer handles that dynamic, because it's different, man. It is different. It is not the same. These players are grown as men with wives or girlfriends and kids and baby mamas and all the other stuff that you don't have. Well, you can have in college, but it's not as prevalent. It is different, man. And you can't talk to an NFL player the same way you can talk to a college athlete. It just ain't gonna happen. So it's gonna be interesting how he adjusts to that, because it's an adjustment. It's an adjustment for players, and it's for damn sure it's an adjustment for coaches when they're in college and they run everything. They don't have to talk to a GM and ask if we can get this player. If they want a recruit, they go get the recruit. Hopefully the recruit picks their college, but they go get them. If you have a veteran, and especially in this league, when you're a certain age, you get to skip practice. Oh, is Urban Meyer going to be okay with having veteran days off? Is he going to be okay with guys not practicing on, because you get Monday off? Tuesday's your only hard practice you can really have. Well, they don't practice on Thursday. Is he going to be okay with that? Is he going to be okay with having, I don't know with having one that's, I think isn't Shark still there, the receiver from LSU? Whatever he says, Coach, I only need to practice once a week. I need to save some of these treads on my wheels and use them in game time situations, not in practice. But you got a rookie quarterback. How are you gonna develop that chemistry? It's just it's interesting. Now, Pete Carroll did a good job. Pete Carroll, to me, is probably, someone else can help me out, name another one, is probably one of the most successful ones whom the players truly love. We saw how the old ball coach did. We saw how Nick Saban did. We have seen how some of these other coaches who like to keep their hands around the neck of the program, and see how they have done in the NFL. It's different. Now, speaking of NFL and these coaches, so now it's going to be interesting to see, because now we got Brian Daboll and Eric Bieniemy, and you got what? You got, what coaching job open? You got the Chargers, the Lions, the Lions. There's got to be a couple more open. There's two more open. So they haven't hired anyone. Are they waiting on Bieniemy and Brian? So the Bills might be out this week. So that could be one of the Eagles. Just talking about the Eagles. There's still one more, because Peterson's out. What's the fourth one? Whatever. If someone can hit me with the fourth one. But it's gonna be interesting, because are they waiting on coaches that are in the playoffs? So who's in the playoffs that are coaches? I don't think there's anybody on the Packers that anybody's gonna get. You got the Chiefs, the Bills, okay, the Ravens. I don't think there's anybody on that staff. It's gonna be it. Could the what's his name? The offensive coordinator for the Falcons. God, played for Marshall. Can't think of his name right now. Maybe he's gonna get a look. I just want the enemy to go to the freaking Texans. If they can get the coach in there, I'm gonna say this: the Texans have truly effed this thing up. If the Texans can get the enemy as a coach, I know I don't think they've interviewed him. I know they haven't all this stuff, but if they want to keep Watson happy, why not go get Eric Bieniemy? That might have him calm down a little bit, because apparently he is on high alert. I want Bieniemy to go somewhere where he has a chance and he has some pieces in place that he can succeed now. Don't want him going somewhere like the Lions. I want him to go to either not San Diego's not San Diego anymore, the Chargers, or to the Texans. He's got 2 franchise quarterbacks in the house already. Don't have to go find one. They're both relative. Well, one of them is a freaking rookie, and one of them is relatively young, who put up some gaudy numbers on a horrible team. Now, after all this Texan stuff happened, do I really want Watson to stay with the Texans, though? Do I really want that? I don't know. That's a messed up franchise. And they have made some bad decisions with giving O'Brien GM position and head coach, and he freaking trade one of the best players in the league at his position for nothing, really. I know they got John, but come on, man. There was a chemistry developed between Watson and D-Hop that you just don't give up on. I don't know. I just wish I'm glad the Jets hired Saleh. I'm glad that happened because I think he is the right guy for that job. But he's gonna have to bring an OC in there. I don't know who he's gonna bring in. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with Meyer at Jacksonville. I am. But it's gonna be interesting to see how he transitions into that. Winning in college just different. And the OC from Tennessee going to the Falcons, okay, I'm not sure. Sure, whatever. How much more are you gonna squeeze out of Matty Ice? Yeah, let's see what he can do with Matty Ice. He has some freaking talent on the perimeter. Jeez. Gotta shore up that defense a little bit, but that offense, you got Gurley, you got Julio, you got Ridley. I said Ridley. Matty Ice can still spin it a little bit. They're pretty young on defense. They got some very good linebackers. Gonna be interesting. See who he hires as his DC. Because I like Raheem and what he does with the defense. But we shall see. We shall see. What else is there to talk about? NBA, no. Well, I mean, I don't know. I guess you can bring up the Harden thing. I'm cool with it. He wants to go. He wants to go. I'm not sure if they got. I mean, I guess they got picks, and this draft supposed to be pretty deep, so maybe that was worth it. Maybe. It's gonna be interesting how that plays out. And I said it's on the locker Tuesdays and Thursdays, 9 to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. How the person who has to adjust is freaking Kyrie, because KD is a freaking monster. That guy is the most efficient player, I think, in the history. And this is better than Jordan. I don't know what his, let me check his stats officially. But I know he's shooting like he's averaging 30 points and probably taking less than 15 shots a game, which is crazy. I know he was well over 55% shooting percentage from the field this year. What is he? Oh, he's at 49 now. It was over 50. No. I'm sorry. No. That's his career. He is 54% from the field. He takes 18 shots. 46% from three at 29.4 points a game. That's insane. So he's taking 18 shots a game. And let me see what Harden was averaging before this year. So let's say 18 shots a game. Harden, in the past, last year was 22, 24. So at least 4 shots a game more Harden was playing, was shooting. And he was shooting 44% from the field. KD, man, is that dude. So I think Harden is willing to sacrifice, but is Kyrie willing to pass the ball around and move? Because they're going to have to get into some movement, some motion offense, and not freaking pick and roll and having people stand with their thumb up there, you know what, just watching. It's going to be interesting to see what Kentucky does this weekend, too, against Auburn. I put up a clip a while ago from Sharife Cooper. You know, he's the brother of Teal Cooper, who's with the Sparks. And that dude is special. He is special. And can we control him? And I know people say the zone when someone is shooting threes is not a good way. Well, when you have length, yes, it is. When you have length, playing zone against a three-point team is fine. Because they're going to have a hand in their face all the time. I don't think we can control a perimeter guard with some speed and some handles to stop him from getting to the rim. Now, it's my last thing, like I coach, actually, man, is like playing zone if everybody's playing good help side. Because your help side defender should close the lane up when the penetrator gets in there. So we shall see how we react to that mollywhopping by Bama on Tuesday. So we shall see. All right, that's all I got for you. I'm hit my time. I will see you guys next week. Have a good weekend. And I will see you guys on Monday.